Yes, people, I'm back again. This time is a different kind of video, and it's something I didn't think I'll be making in 2026, but I have to do it. I'm black. I've been racially abused from primary school, secondary school, young adult, and even in recently at my workplace, I was racially abused, and the case is going through as I speak. But I just want to give a shout out to all the black and brown people out there who have gone through racism. I've felt the pain and I've gone through what Vinicius Jr. here is going through. When you know you've been racially abused, but the whole world wants to throw up all types of excuses, all types of reasons for why such and such was said, and even most of the time these cowards can't even agree that they said what they said. Most of the time they say it in the dark, they cover their mouths, they're not blatant with it. And on a pitch, Vinicius Junior got racially abused by the Benfica player. I'm not even gonna say his name, but everyone knows. I'll show you a picture in a bit. But I just wanna big up all the black people out there, brown people, anyone who's been racially abused, suffered any kind of discrimination. It's not nice, it's never nice. And in 2026, no one should really be going through it. But there's a lot of powers out there who are driving certain agendas. Um, in football, it shouldn't exist, but unfortunately, it still exists. And Vinicius Jr. felt it recently in the Real Madrid Benfica game. Now, I fully agree with this tweet. Apologies, I can't remember the name of the Twitter, the handle that I got it from, but players on both sides should walk off the pitch at a whiff of racism. No questions asked, no doubting, walk off, end the game. We need to hit these people, the people in power, the FIFAs, the UEFAs, the bodies that control these games. We need to hit them where it hurts, and unfortunately, it has to be a financial one because ending the game is going to make a lot of people lose a lot of money, and unfortunately, that's the only time change ever comes when it literally affects a lot of people's pockets. And just walk off the pitch. White players, they need to back the black players. Simple as your teammates, your workmates, your colleagues, you do a job. Back your players, especially when you know or you've heard it. Just back your players, come off the pitch. It is what it is, and effect change that way. Because if we don't collectively, it's still gonna keep going on, and we do not want to be in that place. So just to give set you back straight to what actually happened in the game, Vinicius Jr. was verbally abused, called a racial slur. I'm not gonna go into it, but there's plenty of Twitter's social media, plenty of it on social media. You can go and read for yourself. But he called Vinicius a name, angrily angry Vinicius Jr. marched to the referee, reported it, and that's what you see in that picture here. Sorry, it's a bit blurry, but copyright protection, all that kind of stuff is the best one I can get for now. So there's actually a protocol. A lot of people don't even know that there's actually a protocol when a player has been racially abused, and it's literally one of those that the referee, the officials signal out to the um, other officials on the bench, the fourth official, and it just signifies and lets everyone knows that there's been a racist abuse going on. And can't fault them, the officials on that. They did what they're supposed to do. Vinicius reported it, told the referee, and he did what he's supposed to do. But unfortunately, there's um there's a lot of people who are just against doing the right thing. But I just want to big up Qatar here. Nail on the head, and I'll read it verbatim for what he said in his recent interview because Mourinho was using Vini's celebration as an excuse. You cannot justify racism over celebration. You get what I'm saying? Because most most people respect Jose, and I'm one of those people that used to praise Jose Mourinho a lot. Football manager, like, you get what I'm saying? He's one of the best in the world. If he, who people listen a lot, everyone in football knows who Jose Mourinho is. If he is trying to make excuses for the racism that that Vinicius Junior suffered, how many people think the same? Because you can go on socials, on Twitter, on in the comments, on Instagram, on TikTok, you can read the excuses. Oh, Vinicius Junior is he celebrates too much. He's too arrogant. He's too this. He antagonizes. But I'm sorry, white players do that. Many white players do the same thing Vinicius Junior does. And do they get racially abused? No, they never ever do they get abused. But, oh, God forbid, Vinicius Junior celebrates. But for Jose Mourinho, of all the managers in the world, top managers in the world, for him to try and excuse it because he celebrated, okay, we can let's go more into that, into the celebration part, because I'm sorry, I don't know what games or what, like, Jose Mourinho and his staff, everyone on the pitch was there. They saw what was going on. This picture right here, fans, Benfica fans, doing all that kind of monkey chanting, right, left, and center. Junior just went to take I believe it was a corner at this moment in the game, and fans, you can see it, the videos online. Benfica fans were going crazy, chanting monkey noises, calling him all kinds of disrespectful, racist names. And soon after, Junior scores and celebrates like any other player would. He celebrates, and guess what happens? Junior gets a yellow card. Junior gets a caution for celebrating. Yeah? It's back to Jose. And then another player, not even player, another player, on throughout the stand, you can see in the picture below me here, no to racism. I'm wearing a top right now, Liverpool jet top, yeah. In the Premier League, no room for racism. And I'm gonna cover the Premier League, because the week game 27 just went. Burnley player Tulu was yeah, I think it was Toulouse. I'll get back to it. But a Burnley player was raised. Sorry, Hannibal. Sorry, apologies. Hannibal was racially abused. Wolves player Tolu was racially abused. So a lot of people are saying it's only in Spain, or it's on. It's not. Racism is rife. It's still happening across the board, and it's really time UEFA, FIFA, all the major bodies just put an end to it, and either by seriously sanctioning teams who advocate for these kind of treatment of players, which is, who the hell wants to go to their workplace and get racial abuse, get um put down for doing your job? Who wants that? It's frustrating, and it's alarming, the fact that nobody wants to do anything about it. But even when there's investigations, I'm certain if this idiot racially abused a Jewish player and was used some derogatory Jewish slurs, I'm 99 point, no, I'm 100% certain he will get banned instantly within the 3-4 days. Investigation would have been done, dusted. He would have been sanctioned. Benfica would have been sanctioned. Everybody would have got it right, left, and centre. But when it's black people, it's fine. Let's investigate. Let's do this. Let's do that. But all this time we're being gaslit. No room for racism. All this time we're being told no room for racism. No, but time and time again, black players suffer racism, and this stupid kid over here to try and make it out like he said something um, homophobic. I believe is the last thing I read. He said that he said something homophobic towards Vinicius Junior. When everyone knows if you're gonna say something, just say it. That's what I'm saying. These kids, racists in general, most of them are cowards. They'll never say anything to your face. They wanna do slidey undercover tactics, which yeah, it's anyway. Back to this one here. The fact that Vinicius Junior got a caution for celebrating, and then later on, this idiot couldn't take the fact that he scored, goes and racially abuses him is one thing. Um, Fast forward, there's also a part where Enrique, um, Luis Enrique, the PSG manager, another important manager, as everyone knows, PSG last year, well, not even last year, they're the current Champions League winners, and he said is nothing important. Um, the kid should just apologize. Everyone just get on with it. There's nothing major, and he would say that because end of the day he's seen as white. I doubt he's ever gone through racism in his life. He's not gonna start now. So to him, it means nothing. To him, it's not important. Was his words, and I'm trying to get you the quote that he got that he put out in the interview, and he was literally he did not care that this happened, which tells me everything I need to know in the sense that racism against black players is still well allowed basically. Um all the reports are gonna come out, yeah, we don't condone racism. Racism is not here, we don't tolerate it. But they week in, week out on the grounds, on the terraces, we hear racist abuse right left and center. Back to Enrique, what he said. What can I say about this topic? It's nothing important. We can let it go. So we can let it go off it and let the idiot kid apologize. That's all. No, it's not good enough for him to just apologize. He needs to feel and be reprimanded and sanctioned and banned for however matches um he's gonna take. 10, 12 matches, I don't care. He just needs to get a lengthy ban because that will send an example. It will send the right message to anyone who wants to racially abuse a fellow football player. And end of the day, who is this kid? He's nothing compared to Vinicius Junior. The audacity for him to bring Junior down to that level of a monkey. But he's obviously disputing it. He said he called him a homophobic slur, which apparently carries the same sanction, the same what's the word, the same punishment as being racist, which again just tells me that these people, the powers that be, the people that can actually do things and make and effect change, don't care too much about racism because if they did, they would reprimand every incident. They would at grounds, at any ground, if it ever happens, they would march whoever done it. It can everyone can be identified. There's stewards there. You know who it is. The cameras are there. It shows who is doing what in the stadium. Why do we not use it? Why do we not ban these fans until something is seriously done? Something is either it comes from the players, the managers collectively. Just walk off the pitch. Simple as. I'll give you a good example when in the African Cup of Nations when Morocco was trying to cheat their way to win the Africa Cup of Nations and Senegal players, managers were not having it and they walked off the pitch momentarily. Okay, they came back, but That's what we're gonna have to start doing as black players, as white players, as colleagues who work in the same facility in the same team. We need to start being more proactive, and even officials, if you hear anything of that sort, of that nature going on, shut everything down, because referees have the power to do that. Players and managers, assistant, backroom staff, everyone has a duty of care to protect everyone. I don't care if it's homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic, all the above. Everyone is supposed to be the same. But here we are. It seems like certain things have to just happen before anything happens, and it gets worse and worse and worse before anything does happen. And it's coming to a point where it's as a black man, it's in living in the world, it's just getting too much, and it needs to be stopped. But I want to big up Liam here, who said it best really in his interview, because like I said before, Jose Mourinho is admired, is listened to right across the board for many teams, for many clubs. He's been Benfica, Real Madrid, UK, like Chelsea, Man United. Like, he's got a voice, and for him to try and excuse what what that kid did is frankly just beyond me. Benfica obviously are trying to fight it. They're trying to which is obviously it's on them to do it. But I'm not even gonna try and make a big deal out of it, because at the end of the day, it's that it's beyond my control in terms of what Jose Mourinho is trying to do. You get what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I I don't know where we go from here, people. Liam, he's faced it himself from various places. I've faced racism. 2026 is still going, and something seriously just needs to happen. And until that happens, unfortunately, black players, brown players, we're gonna keep well, being affected by it, which is not a nice place to be. Um, yeah, slightly getting off track and losing the will to try and you know it's frustrating, man, because I don't know where we go from here. But the kid has to be properly sanctioned. UEFA, FIFA, they need to do the right thing, set the record straight, and well, he has to pay. Benfica have to be heavily fined, because end of the day, the stadium, there was plenty of recordings, plenty of fans doing this, and it's not the first time Vinicius Junior has faced this. And this little idiot over here, coward, it's not even owning it, because as if you've been following, you know he gave an interview before, which he didn't sit right with me. He's making excuses, changing his story. So as far as I'm concerned, anyone that changes their story from one day to the other, chances are they're lying. Because if you're not lying, you're telling the truth, the story will always be the same. It will always remain consistent. And he's straight up lying. And unfortunately, Benfica, and I've been to their stadium. My son played a tournament out there, three, well, 6 years ago. Great stadium, and Jose Mourinho making excuses again, talking about there's a black player who used to play for Benfica, and Ezekiel, I think his name was. He was trying to say because of that somehow Benfica are not racist, and not nonsense excuses basically. Which, yeah, just so for that, for me, Mourinho is rubbed out. F him. I'm never gonna say anything, like, you get what I'm saying. But he's done for me. Um, Big up the likes of Quator, saying the right things, which he should be, and I commend him for being brave because there's many white players, white managers who should be saying the same thing, but they're being silent because maybe they're like Luis Enrique. It's not important to them. It doesn't affect them. They've never been affected by racism in any shape or form. But it just gets tiring and jarring and disgusting when you're abused at your workplace and not much is done about it. In Spain, unfortunately, Vinicius Júnior goes through this a lot, and again, not much is done about it. Reports go in, but swings and roundabouts, nothing happens. But God forbid it happens to a certain demographic of people because end of the day, they're the ones with the power. Um, they have the power. If you're anti-Semitic, they will come for you, they will shut you down, and it's a wrap for you. That's why the cowards, yeah, of Benfica will never say a racist slur towards them because they'll know they can get away with it when it's a black player, when it's a racism on a on a black level. They know they can get away with it. They know the no to racism slogans. It's just words. It's just posters. It's just stickers. It's just nice videos. It's just a nice design that goes on sleeves. But end of the day, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't amount to much, which is it's a sad indictment in to the rest of the world. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, it happens in Portugal, it happens in Spain, it happens in Argentina, all them places," but it doesn't happen in the UK. But it does. I'm a Liverpool fan. I remember the Suarez um, versus Patrice Evra incident. I was ashamed to be a Liverpool fan. I'm not gonna lie, because Suarez was racist. He did what he did. He said what he said, and I did not back him. I hated that he played for Liverpool because it's not what Liverpool's about. And I was ashamed because Liverpool players came out with a T-shirt supporting Suarez. To this day, I've never liked Suarez. I've never checked for him. I don't care if he's a good footballer. From time you're racist in any shape or form, it's a wrap for me. You're done. Never gonna F with you. It is what it is. But the Premier League Burnley game just gone. I believe Burnley they played Chelsea. And also Fofana, Chelsea player who got sent off, he got racially abused as well. So racism is rife throughout the football game. There's a lot of people who would like to tell you that racism is done, racism doesn't exist, but they just don't want to know. Cognitive dissonance, I believe, is the phrase. When the facts are there in your face, you're told 1 + 1 is 2, but you argue it away. You say 6,000, it's 1,500. You say all types of stuff, and that's what basically racism is like, exercising cognitive dissonance. The facts are there, but you refuse, for whatever reason, you refuse to acknowledge it, to believe it. But big up Burnley, they're standing strong with Hannibal, they're backing him, um, and saying everyone at Burnley are disgusted by the online racist abuse directed at Hannibal following to today, obviously today being on Saturday when the game was played. And big up to them for standing up for their player. Every club needs to do this. Um, it's unfortunate, but we're here. Um, all the little black and brown kids out there, stay strong. Don't let this get to you. Speak to your parents, uncles, aunts, coaches. There's welfare officers out there if any of this goes on, even at ground roots. I know it goes on. I've dealt with some situations at ground level, grassroots football, academy levels. It happens. You get what I'm saying? So these things are not just out of the blue. Um, there's an array, there's loads of people, and The other thing as well I wanted to bring up was the Ratcliffe situation. Trying to blame immigration for that. Basically, immigration is colonization that's going on. It doesn't even make sense. And this Radcliffe Enios, he doesn't even pay tax in the UK, but somehow he thinks immigrants are colonizing the UK somehow. It's yeah, it's it's a joke thing. All it is, the powers that be, the rich, just want to divert our attention from what the real things that's going on, which is they're embezzling all the money. They've got all the money, the power, everything. They're the one that's ripping everything from society. Um, you, me, the normal Joe blogs, we ain't got much. We make ends meet, but end of the day, it's not us that write the laws, are writing the legislation, in control of the economy, the country's economy. That's that's not us. That's right from upstairs. The billionaires who run the country. It's all them, but they want to divert us. They want to divide and conquer us basically. And unfortunately, they are with this racism stuff that goes on because um, black, white, we have more common with each other than we have uncommon stuff, should we say. We're more alike than we are unalike. So it's a shame we're here, but hopefully that kid gets a good ban, retrospective, whatever you want to call it, and we move from here. And big up all the clubs doing the right stuff, having welfare in place and protecting their players and doing what they're supposed to do, due diligence and reporting racism where it happens and banning fans. I don't care if Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, whoever, Burnley fan, if you're racist, get out of the game. The game is not for you. Go and do it somewhere else. Yeah? Peace.